Hi everybody, my name is Winfred and I work Stixito, and today I'm here to cook an Osmo tutorial, a couple of different reasons. The first one being I use the product, it's an awesome product, and so it makes sense to cover it so that more people can discover it. The second reason is because we are headed into a bull run, or some would argue that we already are in one. And over the years, we've witnessed centralized exchanges massively, royally screw over their users, either by being straight up fraudulent or misrepresenting the assets that they have in their custody, or just doing a whole bunch of sketchy stuff that ended up hurting their users. And so it couldn't be more important today to be on a decentralized exchange. And I feel a sense of moral obligation to shepherd people off of these CEXs and onto the DEXs. Osmosis is the leading interchain DEX. They have over 30 billion in trading volume. And finally, if you know anything about all the airdrops that have been going on in the Cosmos ecosystem, you know that holding Osmo from around 100 to maybe 500 Osmo almost automatically qualified you for the airdrops. So I just want people to know about the platform behind this asset that is making them eligible for sometimes life-changing money. So yeah, that's essentially me, and I hope you enjoy the tutorial. This is the first tutorial I have ever made in my entire life. It's probably going to be awful. So yeah, let's dive right in. First thing you want to do is click on Launch App at the top right of your screen, and that will take you into the application. Now, once you've launched your app, you land at the first page that allows you to actually swap assets across more than 70 or 80 chains within the Cosmos ecosystem that can talk to each other through something called inter-blockchain communication, or more popularly, IBC. So in order to do this, though, you first need to connect your wallet. I use both Kepler and Leap Wallet, but for this video, I'm going to actually just use Kepler because that's where I have my funds for this tutorial. So click on Connect Wallet, and it'll show you all the different wallets that you can use to access Osmosis. Enter your password, and we're in. And if you don't have a wallet, it's simple, just go on to Kepler or Leap Wallet or whatever wallet you prefer, and it's a very straightforward way to set up your wallet. And then to get funds onto your wallet, you can either transfer them from another wallet if you have a wallet that has funds on them, or you can come to the application store and search for something called Cado. And Cado is essentially a fiat on-ramp that allows you to buy digital assets, and you can deposit them directly onto Osmosis. So once you deposit funds onto your Kepler, you can see for me, I have around 45 Canadian dollars. I have 2.4 Atom, but the Atom's actually not showing up in Osmosis. That's because Osmosis is a different environment from Kepler, and you would need to move your funds from Kepler into Osmosis. To do so, you simply need to click on Assets, come find Atom, and click on Deposit Atom, and then you enter the amount of Atom that you want to deposit. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to do, 2.15, sure, and click on Deposit. And then it shows you the transaction fee. As you can see, the fees on Osmosis are quite affordable. They're stupid cheap. So click on Approve, and it's as simple as that. I really love their UI and just how there's the bubbles and stuff. But yeah, transaction successful. You need to refresh the page. You can see that your funds are now here, and the IBC transfer into Osmosis is complete. Now you can come back to the swap feature because you have your funds in Osmosis, and you can enter however much you want to swap. So let's say you have Atom and you want Osmo, you can come here and enter that you want to swap on Atom. You get calculated for how much you're going to get, which is 7.4 Osmo. You click on swap, and again, as you can see, transaction fees are super cheap, 0.0015 Osmo. So click on Approve, and it's just that simple to use Osmosis. So that's our main feature. It's the swap feature, super easy to use, super intuitive. And the asset section essentially shows you all the different assets that you have on here and your transaction history. And this is where you go if you want to withdraw funds back onto Kepler, or you want to deposit funds into Osmosis. And so you can hide your balances if the zero balances, if you want to see
the balances you have the most funds for, and you can mask your balances if you don't want people within your proximity to see what you're doing or the amount of funds that you have in your balance if you're in public. So yeah, and if you click on the different assets, Osmosis actually has a really cool feature. It gives CMC vibes, like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko vibes, because they have this built internally into their platform where you can see the price action over a 1 hour time frame, 1 day time frame, 7 day time frame, and max. So it's just really cool to see this inside literally the DEX. And then you can see my balance. I have 10.4 Osmo, not much. And there's calls to action. So you can actually stake Osmo with your validator within the Osmosis DEX. They have this integrated, and then you can provide liquidity and earn on fees and swaps as well. And so when you scroll down further, it continues to give off that CoinMarketCap vibe, where it tells you the rank, tells you the market cap, tells you the circulating supply, and it gives you an explanation of what Osmosis is, as well as a link to their Twitter. So this is the same for all the other assets. If you click on bottom, you can see its price movement over the last 7 days. Again, you see the market cap, the rank, the circulating supply, and you can follow the conversation on Twitter. So that's the assets page, and I think I've covered as much as needed. Yeah, so the next feature I'll go over is staking on Osmosis. So Osmosis uses a mechanism known as proof of stake to verify and secure all transactions or to validate the network. And when you stake your Osmo, you basically put it to work, allowing you to earn passively on your assets. When you're staking, you're essentially entrusting your assets with a group of people known as validators, and they process these transactions and validate the network as they come in and are rewarded with newly minted tokens. So validators then share these earnings with you. So you just need to pick your validator on Osmosis, and it takes 14 days to unbond. So if you were staking and you decide to unstake today, your tokens will only be accessible to you after a 14-day period. And yeah, so then you just need to start staking. And to stake, you need to build a stake squad. I just clicked on a bunch of random people on here, and then you click set squad and stake. Is how you would go about staking on Osmosis. So I think it's really cool that they have that within the DEX as well, because this is not a feature that they had before. And then you also have borrowing and lending via Mars Protocol. So with Mars Protocol, you have access to earning. You can lend assets that you have. So for me, I have Osmo. So if I connect my wallet and do that and approve transaction, yada yada yada, very affordable when you compare the likes of Ethereum. So we're connecting wallet to mint my account. And essentially, you want to select an asset that you want to lend, and we're going to do just one Osmo here, and then lend asset to earn yield. We say yes, and then fund account. And again, it's just that simple to engage in borrowing and lending. And so, lending transaction. So yeah, if you're not good at trading and you want to kind of capitalize on, you want to put your money to work, you can lend it on Mars Protocol. And now I have a lend asset on Mars Protocol. Now, if I want to borrow, I can also go and do the same thing. But I don't want to do that. There's a whole lot of other stuff that you can do. You can do something called leverage staking, which is a strategy where users borrow funds to increase their staking position, aiming to earn more in rewards than the cost of their borrowed assets. You can also do leveraged farming, which is a strategy where people borrow funds to increase their yield farming position, aiming to earn more in rewards than the cost of the borrowed assets. And then here you'd see your portfolio. So you can see I have a credit account. My credit account is just the Osmosis that I lent. And then governance would take you to forward. So that's Mars Protocol. And then you've got Levana as well, which is an application on Osmosis. these are the two main applications that I'll cover, and then I will maybe do a tutorial on each one of them individually, as well as a lot of the other ones on Osmosis when time permits. But Levana is also really cool perp stacks on Osmosis. I really love the user interface. I have degened on Levana quite a bit. I have a significant volume, trading volume on here. And so, yeah, essentially you add collateral from your wallet to open up a position over here. And here you set your take profit. And if you want to, this is a really good hack that's worth mentioning on this Osmo tutorial, that if you want to reduce your fees, you should probably set your take profit price close to the entry price. That means you're making less and paying less in fees. The more you make, the more in fees that you incur on Levana. And yeah, if you don't want to leverage trade as well, if you're not a good trader or you don't like to take that kind of risk, then you can provide liquidity to earn attractive rewards. And down here, you would see all of your positions and your expected profit, expected loss, your stop loss price, and this changes as the trade plays out, your liquidation price, and all of that stuff. So it's really cool. I really, really enjoy using Levana. And now we're going to have a look at pools. So Osmosis allows you to provide liquidity. It's an AMM, so you can provide liquidity and earn rewards. You can create your own pool, or you can come here and look at the pools that are available and the different APRs, and then you can kind of decide what pool you want to allocate your assets to. Like there's one here with 146, there's one here at 219, there's one here at 425. So yeah, there's a lot of WBTC ones, wrapped BTC, that have pretty high APR. So that's liquidity provision on Osmosis in a nutshell. And you can see here that distribution will happen in 21 minutes. So Osmosis also has something called supercharged liquidity. And basically, with supercharged pools, you can concentrate liquidity around a current spot price, massively increasing capital efficiency. So basically, you only earn rewards within the range that you select to kind of concentrate your liquidity around. And if the price stays within that range, you earn concentrated rewards. Whereas if you get out of that range, then you're no longer earning rewards. It's essentially what concentrated or supercharged liquidity is. You can pick a strategy that suits you. Passive strategies allow you to distribute a little bit across the entire spot. You earn less but never go out of range. A more aggressive strategy will allow you to earn more, but is more likely to go out of range. Watch it closely and rebalance as needed. While out of range, you will stop earning on swaps. So yeah, basically you can swap assets. You can, do a lot of market research on the assets dashboard. You can stake with your validator of choice. You can engage in margin trading. You can engage in leverage trading. You can provide liquidity to a whole host of pools. You can also create your own pool and earn rewards on a daily basis by doing so. And then there's applications on here that you can also leverage. So when you come here, you can see a bunch of different applications. There is Milky Way, which is a liquid staking protocol tailor-made for Celestia's modular ecosystem. And that's probably a video on its own, but Liam's also done a lot of covering of Milky Way. Then we've got Membrane, which is another really cool one that I'd love to cover. There's StreamSwap, which is a launchpad for initial token sales. There's Nolas, where you can get DeFi leases. There's Pulsar Finance, where you can track your portfolio performance across all of your interchain assets. I think they might even do more than just Cosmos ecosystem. Yeah, I see Solana and Arbitrum on here. And then there's Margin Protocol, where you can go long on leveraged assets using power perpetuals without risk of liquidation. You can also go short, but with going short, you would definitely stand the risk of getting liquidated. And then there's Quasar Finance, I hope I'm saying that right, which is an asset management platform supercharged with IBC. And then we've got Stride, which is liquid staking for Cosmos as well. We've got Levana, which is perp DEX. We've covered Mars, which is a borrowing and lending protocol. And then there's IBCX, Calc Finance for DCA strategies, TFM Pro Trading, Kado, which we've also gone through. And this is how you on-ramp to Osmosis if you don't have a wallet with funds that you can transfer those funds to your existing wallet. So there's Ristic, where you can auto compound your staking rewards. There's ICNS, which is a naming service for the interchain, and then there's YieldMos, there's IronDAO, there's Apollo Safe. So Osmosis just has a lot of features, and then there's a support lab if you need support. There's voting, where you can participate in voting and help shape the network's future. And then there's stats, which I really love the stats on Osmosis. Here you can see Osmosis. Its numbers essentially speak for themselves. The price is at $1.60. Staking APR right now is 11.78. Liquidity is 200 million. Trading volume over the last in total they've had over 30 billion in trading volume, which is pretty impressive. Supply side revenue is 72 mil. Protocol revenue, or proto rev, is 6.4 million, and returning users is 208,610, and that's bound to go up given the time that we're living in, just the market sentiment right now. So here you can kind of get a bit more granular with the stats. There's trading volume on a daily basis. In the last, it seems recently, the total volume was pretty high. I guess they reached their highest they've gotten to in 2024. So most recent performance looks pretty strong for Osmosis. Supply side revenue also looking pretty good. Proto rev looking good too. It's a bit lower than on this day. Don't know if this was around the Levana launch. Can't really remember. I'm not sure what is causing that, but Proto rev is also pretty healthy, to be honest. Protocol revenue, not a lot of protocols are, making revenue right now. So the fact that they can make 60 grand a day is pretty impressive. So yeah, then you can see the inflows and the outflows into and out of Osmosis. So this is all through Numia, and the link is just datalenses.zone/chain/osmosis/overview if you want to have a look at that. So this wraps up my intro to Osmosis. I hope it will be helpful for someone. And yeah, feel free to share it, like it, and use Osmosis and let me know how it was for you, because I love Osmosis and I think it's just a really great platform. And yeah, excited to see what they develop from here onwards.